First, I kind of have to start off with a confession. You see, I've been putting off making this video because, otherwise calm and rational people can get a little crazy when you start talking about politics. But let's get started. Before we get started, I want to do something I've never done before. I want to recommend another YouTube channel to you. Professor James Kurlindsey has a YouTube channel that looks at international relations from a legal or a higher point of view than I certainly am qualified to do. And I like his channel because, number one, it is impartial, and it's hard to find that kind of thing in this day and age. He also is authoritative and he's very concise. I like his stuff a lot. I recommend his channel, so I've put a link for you down below. Professor James Kurlindsey. You ought to watch some of his videos. Now, there are 2 points I want to make before we get into the meat of this video. The first point I wanted to make was there are no angels in this story. I'm standing in the middle of a Christian cemetery, Greek Orthodox, and every last cross in the entire place was destroyed in the 1970s. It's abandoned now and hasn't been used for 50 years. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. Well, besides this, obviously. In the lead up to the invasion of the island by Turkey, which was a guarantor power, the Greek Cypriots had herded the Turkish Cypriots into a land area of only 3.5% of the island. They would burn houses and pull the walls down so that folks could not move back in. Now, when the Turkish army came, they behaved no better. In fact, they murdered people. They committed atrocities that today we would call war crimes. There are no angels in this story. The second point I wanted to make was the things that happened here happened a long time ago, and it's a different world today. This particular Orthodox cross, it happens to be Russian, but other people wouldn't know that. It's been here for about a year that I know of, and obviously no one has molested it in any way. And once again, this area is being taken care of by a Muslim government. While I was filming this, I did notice one more thing. The Belediye, the local municipal government, has come into this cemetery in the last, it looks like maybe 2 weeks ago, and they've mowed the grass, or the weeds really here. And I think they should be commended for that. The days of defacing things are long gone, and they are trying at least to maintain this Christian cemetery.
If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon so you'll know when the next video comes out.
Cyprus is a relatively small place. You can drive from one end of this island to the other in about 2.5 hours out on the highway. And because of that, it makes Cyprus subject to manipulation by the great powers. You see, Cyprus is in a strategic location at the end of the Mediterranean with access to virtually all the continents of this half of the world. And so the great powers have been here many times, whether it's the Romans, Richard the Lionheart, the Byzantines, they've all been here. The Knights Templar have in fact owned this island at different times. And to this day, major regional powers continue to dabble in Cyprus domestic politics. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. All you have to do is look at a map. Pretend for a moment that you are a naval admiral from Turkey, and you look to the west. You see Greece has all these little islands. Each island has territorial waters, so Turkey is basically landlocked to the west. So let's look south. Here's Cyprus. Now, that looks like an open area where a navy could put to sea. Cyprus also has territorial waters, and if you compare the territorial waters of Cyprus with those of Greece, you suddenly see that Turkey really is almost landlocked. And Greece also realizes this. So there's a great deal of manipulation going on within domestic political politics. In fact, both presidents on this island, North and South, really are beholden to what they refer to as the mother country. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics and give examples of all of this. This video would turn into something 2 or 3 hours long. But I hope you can kind of see what's going on here. One of the problems that you have here in Cyprus is because of this external influence, the local politicians oftentimes do not actually represent their own constituents. Let me give you an example. A couple of months ago, there was a protest. They have them several times a year where people came out and they protested in favor of reunification here on the island. Over 150 NGOs were represented on both sides of the line, Nicosia and Lefkosia. Nobody cares. And in a way, that's kind of sad, and I suppose that is the point of this video. The people want peace. Those in power, a very small number, actually enjoy that power and have no interest in giving it up. And that's unfortunate. Guys, that's going to do it for this time. I hope you learned a little something. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. We also have a website, www.cyprusbeach.house. Why don't you give us a visit? I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.